as the years crawl by. Voices rise, but the hearts still stray. Seeking paths in the desert sway. Cloud by day, fire by night. Guided steps through endless fight. All the bitter cries of a fractured band, searching for the promised land. Numbers rise, numbers fall. In the wilderness we hear the call. Through the trials, through the pain, will we ever break these chains? Rebels stood with a hardened gaze, turning blessings into disarray. Serpents bite, the plague runs wild. Hope falters, faith beguiled. But lift your eyes to the brazen side. A shadow of mercy, a glimpse divine. Through judgment's fire, the covenant speaks. Strength is found in the humble and weak. Numbers rise, numbers fall. In the wilderness we hear the call. Through the trials, through the pain, will we ever break these chains? Sent only two believed. Giants loomed, but the faithful grieved. Milk and honey on the distant shore, but fear's whisper locked the door. Oh, the earth opened wide, swallowing pride, a warning to all who defy. Yet the promise remains, the blood and flame, for those who endure the time. Numbers rise, numbers fall. In the wilderness we hear the call. Through the trials, through the pain, will we ever break these chains? Rebels stood with a hardened gaze, turning blessings into disarray. Through the trials, through the pain, will we ever break these chains? 40 years, a journey steeped in grace, every step etched with heaven's trace. When the trumpets sound and the walls descend, the wandering hearts will find their end. Numbers rise, numbers fall, but through it all we hear the call.
Good evening. Hope everyone is doing well. I wished I was. Might be a little bit of a short show. I am feeling like dirt. Been this way for a while. I've been having quite a bit of pain. Joint issues, I have that all the time, but this winter has been a killer. And I've got a rib that it feels like it's kind of rotated out. And I can't get my muscles to relax enough to be able to do anything with it. And I have no help to get my muscles relaxed. So I've got a maxi rub machine, if you're familiar with that. And I've got it actually in here. I know it's dark in here, but that's what they look like. Just a little massage thing, and these things are absolutely incredible. But if I try to prop it up behind my back so I can use it on myself, it doesn't, I can't relax my muscles enough to get any benefit from the device itself. So what are you going to do? The obvious answer is not an answer. So I don't know. Not real pleased about that. First off, I guess I'll talk a little bit about Snowmageddon, if you will. We'd already gotten, I don't know, I'm going to guess 3 to 4 inches, but I'm not real sure on that. I didn't bring up a Google page because I didn't think I was going to need one, and then I forgot I actually do have something that I want to show you. I have not measured the snow personally. But there was a picture that was posted. There was a picture posted in our local group here in Highland, and I can't verify that they were the ones that took the picture, but this is the only official reading that I have at this point on the snow situation, and it's about that deep. So the snow is about that deep, but we got more coming in. We got more coming in, and it's probably going to get maybe about 3 or 4 more inches is what they were guesstimating. So, in fact, while I'm live, I mean, I'm seeing something spitting out there a little bit, but while I'm live, you should probably see it go crazy again. So, anyway, that brings me to my first topic of, hang on. I realized that was my e-cig I dropped. I realize, it's my first topic that I'm going to talk about. And I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but I want to make a point to folks out there. First of all, don't let media flip you out. Don't let YouTubers flip you out. Just be prepared the best that you can, reasonably and responsibly. Today, when I got up, I had over a dozen messages across different platforms. What do I do? What do I do? And I'm going to be honest, I didn't answer them. Because if you wait until the day of an event when you've had more than a week's notice ahead of time, I got nothing. I got nothing. The other one I want to speak about was, and I'm not going to throw anybody under the bus, but someone said to me, I think it was yesterday, what can I do? What kind of generator can I get? I've got $200 max to spend. Well, you and I know that $200 is not going to get you much. You aren't going to be able to get a sufficient, solar generator, if you will, power bank for $200. That ain't going to happen. You can get a gas generator. Probably not anything real spectacular, but you can get a 1,200 watt gas generator for between $150 and $200. But you can't do it that day. And that's what they needed. That day. So I don't understand. I really don't understand that mindset. And I'm not going to throw anybody in particular under the bus, but I've got to add this. They've got a fireplace. They've got, let me say it again, a fireplace. We never did get diesel this year. Didn't have the extra money to get diesel, so we never did get diesel fuel. And so my diesel heater's sitting out in the shed right now, doing nothing but being cold. And, I even offered that, to be honest, when we don't have nothing. We've got all of our heat's electric. It's mind-blowing. I don't understand the mindset. I just do not understand the mindset. We knew over a week that this was coming, number one. Number two, never let people fearmonger the hell out of you. Are there people experiencing power outages right now? Hell yeah, there are. Hell yeah, they are. But not, it's not a crazy, insane situation. Right? This isn't even what I would consider, as far as down south, even what I would consider a bad ice storm. Not even close. Now, we haven't really gotten any freezing rain. Got a little bit of sleet earlier, but I mean a little bit of sleet. It's all been pretty much snow. And I'm going to guess we probably got about 4 inches, maybe 5 inches, I don't know. And, and looks to get another maybe 3 to 4. Well, I'll bet I feel. Pardon me. I feel safer saying 2 to 4. We'll see. But I'm not concerned. Even if we were to lose power, we aren't hopeless and helpless. And I know this isn't going to be a popular favorite, but I've got Coleman stoves and a Coleman lantern that put off one hell of a lot of heat. And I would absolutely be willing to put those in the bathroom and turn them on to help heat the bathroom and the bedroom. We have a vent like most people do, and at night when we go to bed, well, all the time, actually, during the winter, all the time, we keep the bathroom door shut. And I've got one of those little things at the bottom of the bathroom door to keep it as much air sealed out as possible. Because of that vent fan, and then in our bedroom, pretty much right above our heads where we sleep, there's the entryway to get into the attic. And so copious amounts, plus we've got the breaker box back there, all that, copious amounts of air get in through the bedroom and go out through the bathroom vent. So we shut that bathroom door, have it sealed the best way we can, and then as of late we're actually shutting the bedroom door as well, because that does help some of the draft that goes from the aforementioned places in the bedroom throughout the rest of the house. So, but that's what we would do. I would just leave the bathroom door open, shut the bedroom door, light the lantern. If I needed to light a camping stove, I would. And we've got several blankets. We've got winter weather gear. Why? Well, not because we went and bought it yesterday. That's for damn sure. We've had this. These are things that we looked at and we got while we were doing this show. Wool blankets, sleeping bags. I mean, we went through the motions to get this stuff. I mentioned several times I didn't have any socks that didn't have holes in them, which isn't wholly true, no pun intended, because I did. But there are cold winter gear, and that stuff doesn't exist in my mind. Because if it does exist in my mind, and I get it out and I use it, guess what? Those socks are going to have holes in them, and then if I need them, I don't have them. So anything that I've got put back for preps is out of my mind. I don't own it. I don't have it. And I am a very big stickler about that. So Jen's got some nice wool socks in her bug out bag. I've got wool socks in my bug out bag. We've got winter gear in our bug out bags. We've got, again, wool blankets, nice warm wool blankets that stink like hell. Hopefully most of the stink's gone because I opened up the bags and they've aired out for years now. But we've got wool blankets, again, sleeping bags. I mean, we will stay warm. We will stay alive. We might be miserable. We might be being hermits in the bedroom, but we'll be alive. Why? Because we didn't pick the day before to decide to do something. So hopefully others don't do that. Please don't do that. Don't do that. Anything can happen at any time. It doesn't have to be a crazy snowstorm or an ice storm, right? You could have a drunk driver hit a power pole and put you without electricity for several hours. It can be anything. It really, truly can. I'm going to talk a little bit. I don't have a lot, I'm going to be honest, to say about this whole Las Vegas thing. And for good reason, I don't have a lot to say about it. But I just want to be realistic about it. I want to talk about one thing before we get to there, though. Oh, two things. One quickly. I am really pissing somebody off with my Bible videos. And I love every minute of it. They're going to keep coming. today was, I believe, video number 4. So number 4 in the Bible series. There's 66 books in the Old Testament and the New Testament. So we've got a little ways to go, and well, too bad. I don't know if it's the fact that they're Bible songs, they're about God or about the Bible, or if it's the fact that it's hard rock / metal. And I don't care. I really don't care. I like hard rock / metal. That's all there is to it. And unfortunately, there's not a lot of good music out there in the hard rock metal kind of genre that covers biblical stuff. And so therefore, I don't listen to a lot of music anymore. I do not want to put something into my head that the Father would not want me to. That's all there is to it. I've made my choice. I've made my decision as to who I work for and my dedication to Him. And I'm not going to screw that up because I don't have enough self-control or responsibility to monitor what I bring in my eyes, what I bring in my ears. And got to be careful of that stuff. That's why I don't do TikTok. I don't have a TikTok account. I don't look at TikTok. Not interested in it. Nothing like that kind of stuff. Why? Trash in, trash out. And the Father is not appreciative of that stuff. So I stay away from it. That's me. I will tell anybody else, you do you, boo. But the Father is what's most important to me. And if I just have to be a responsible, respectful person, then I'm, by golly, going to do it. Next up, I just want to speak a little bit about lazy people. I saw this today, and I get that I was cut from a different cloth. I get that, right? The kind of cloth I'm cut from, my dad told me a story one time about how my grandpa, his dad, I never met him. He was gone before I was born. And I think it was his dad, or it might have been his grandpa. I don't want to misspeak. It was one of the two, either my grandpa or my great-grandpa, one of the two on my dad's side. And he was out chopping wood one time and missed and laid his leg wide open with the axe and spit out a big hunk of chewing tobacco, slapped it on the cut, like down to the bone, gaping wound, slapped it into the cut, tied it up really tight with handkerchiefs, and went back to work. Now, I'm not quite cut from that damn cloth, I'll tell you that. But I can tell you an experience that I witnessed with my own eyes with my dad. At the time, he had stage 3 or stage 4 pancreatic cancer. He was a dying man. He had to have been in all kinds of pain. And I watched that man by himself, and when I say by himself, loaded a truck and trailer full of all of their belongings, and I'm talking fridge, washer, dryer, the whole 9 yards, by himself to move. How do I know this? Because I was a son of a bitch son that at that particular time was enough of a jackass to sit there and watch him do it. Me and him were into it at the time. And man, me and him, we had a love-hate relationship. And I'm every bit as stubborn as he was. No doubt about it. And there was nothing at that time that would have gotten me to go out there and help him. Now, today, I regret it like you wouldn't believe. But unfortunately, I can't take it back. And unfortunately, I can't even say I'm sorry. It is what it is. But that's the kind of cloth that I'm cut from. I've got moderate COPD, and I would say that it's leaning on the heavy side of moderate. I asked my landlord I don't know how many times to let me cut the grass. And I do. I take 1-2 swipes at the most, meaning back and forth. And I have to stand there and huff and puff and probably stand there a minute or two to catch my breath. And I'd do it again. Would he cut it if I asked him? He probably wouldn't think twice about it. I want to do it. I have noticed how much my muscle tone has shrunk in the last decade because I cannot do the things that I used to do. That's why when I had a possible opportunity to start cutting the grass, I wanted to jump on it. If there was other things I could do that wasn't too much, I would damn well be all about it. I just don't have things that I can do like that. So anyway, got a neighbor across the street over there. If the camera wasn't fogged up, you could see his garage doors in the big screen, on the camera. I'll be damned if his girlfriend wasn't out there today shoveling the driveway. That pissed me off. What a dirtbag. And later on in the day, sure enough, I seen him come out. Now, mind you, when she was shoveling, she was like going all the way across the driveway, right? 2-car garage, going all the way across the driveway, getting a full swipe in with the shovel. She was doing it. She was doing it. And when he came out, I bet he wasn't even getting a half a shovel full of snow and just tossing it to the side. I mean, I know guys that have purple hair that have more firm wrists than what this guy did when he was shoveling snow. And he would shovel a few half shovels and stand there and talk and laugh and just kind of dilly-dally around. Mind-blowing. While she's sitting there, digging in and going all the way across the drive. I don't get it, man. I do not get it. I have zero respect for people like that. Now, you're also talking about the same cat that is standing there with his hands in his pockets while she unloads all the groceries. Whatever. I was cut from a different cloth. Now, I'll tell you what, if my dad would ever catch me doing my girl that way, my dad had tore me a new asshole, and rightfully so. Rightfully so. So anyway, I told you it's probably going to be a quick night. Only got one more thing to talk about, and I don't have a lot to say about it. This whole Cybertruck thing. So one guy had a podcast, had another guy on it. Sean Ryan, I think, was the guy that had the podcast. Something like Shoemate or something like that. The person he was interviewing. I don't know. But anyway, supposedly, this guy had sent an email right before he did this. And just like all the other stories we get told. It's essentially like a manifesto, right? And when I first read through it, for one, I was shocked. Now, I'm assuming that I read through the same thing that I'm speaking about, because pretty much everything that I read that was written in what I read was accurate. Talking about different crap going on and things that need to be fixed in the country and stuff like that. I'm like, yeah, check, yep. And I'm like, this is kind of crazy here. But there are several individuals that have pointed out some very interesting things about that. One of them, he's a bullshit artist. Very possible. Very, very possible. Several people have pointed out that on the screenshot that they were in edit mode when that was posted. That was edit mode because it was showing you the grammatical errors or what have you. And I would say that's a very good point. I don't know what's going on with this, but I will say this. We still never got even remotely the truth about the guy in Las Vegas that was shooting from the hotel room. Not even close. There's been so much of that truth that's been shoved under the rug. There were so many people brought in. There was one person, I'm not going to name him, but somebody that was at one time associated, I don't know if they still are, associated with the Bundy family, that was talking about his, oh, right on. He was talking about how one of his relatives were one of the victims and all that stuff. And had some pretty wild stories, to be honest, involving it. And, I just thought that was crazy. Oh. Well, hang on. If you're listening, under that, well, you can't reply. Reply to me in a text message with that nickname, with Jimmy Crackcorn. Because I'll go look right now. Hang on. I got to find out where, to be honest. Hang on, folks. Settings. Is that him? I'm not sure. Hang on. Oh, okay. Roger that. Give me a second. I'm looking. Oh, goodness. Oh, well, that ain't too many. Hang on. Oh, wait. Show 304 more. Hang on a second. Aha. Try it now, brother. You might have to refresh your page, though, or something. I see you now. There you go. You're free. You're free. Reminds me of Monty Python, man. So, no matter how hard I tried to get any information, real, actual, factual information on that Las Vegas shooting, there were a lot of roadblocks. And that was sewn up really tight by the three-letter agencies. There's something going on with this whole thing with this Cybertruck. I'm not buying a lot of the story. And at this point, I'm not even buying that it was Leibelsberger or whatever that was in the truck. So here's the thing. I could probably spend copious amounts of time making up stuff and sending you down this rabbit hole or down that rabbit hole, but I refuse to do that. What I would tell people to do is focus on their bubble. Focus on your bubble. Right? Because what happened in Las Vegas at Trump Hotel with that Cybertruck very likely hadn't affected you personally. Focus on your bubble and make sure that your bubble is ready to go. That's where our minds need to be. Now, I don't mean that in a fear-mongering, oh, go buy you a several $1,000 thermal night vision. No. Right on. I just looked down. Damn straight garden planting time's coming. I wished we could have a garden. I really need to try hitting him up on raised beds. I know I can do container gardening. I just got to get the soil and get the 5-gallon buckets and stuff like that. So I know I can do that. I don't know. We'll see. I kind of don't have funds for that kind of stuff, unfortunately. But I wouldn't let yourself worry a whole lot about this stuff. I think that they will use it as misdirection and distraction for as long as people will allow them to. So be mindful of that. Yeah, I've heard about the tire stack potato deal. I heard it does work great. Absolutely. What I'm concerned with, I'll tell you what I'm concerned with, and when I say concerned, I'm not freaking out, flipping out over it. But I am watching it. And that would be the situation in the Middle East. I'm still paying attention to that. And I'm keeping my eye on what happens between China and Taiwan. I am keeping an eye on that. Also kind of paying attention to what's going on in South Korea. I really got to stop. I have got to stop clicking on these videos when I see them myself. So, Prepper Now, gosh, did a video. He was talking about the South Korea deal. And, when you talk about news, you're supposed to try to remain neutral. And he's all talking about what, they're trying to arrest the guy. They're trying to arrest the former president because he attempted to declare martial law, right? But that's not the only thing he did. So Prepper Now is talking about how essentially their left-leaning group is trying to arrest the former president, which is on the right side, so to speak. And I say right side, I mean like conservative Republican side, not right/wrong. And he's going on about how the left is trying to arrest him and trying to oust, essentially like the Republicans. But he totally ignored the fact that the whole reason they're in that situation right now is because the right-leaning president declared de facto martial law all on his lonesome and was trying to oust the left-leaning politicians. So this is just tit for tat. The left isn't doing anything that the right hadn't already tried to do. So, what happens, happens. But it's something, though, that we might want to keep an eye on because if South Korea essentially politically collapses, Kim Jong-un might decide, hey, that's the time to go get me some more land. So, I don't know. Don't know if Kim Jong-un would do that, if he's really got interest in that. Everything that I've seen up till now, Kim Jong-un just wants left alone. They want left alone. They want left to be a sovereign nation, and they don't want military drills threatening them all the time. I get it. I completely get it. But propaganda, yo. Yeah, you think he's doubling down on tourism? He might be. I mean, it does sound funny though, but he might actually be. I mean, they are attempting to bring in tourism, and you're right that he might actually be doing that. I think, I think that if Kim Jong Un was given the chance, I think that they would become respectable neighbors, if you will. But it's been so long since they've even had that opportunity. And I don't know if they've ever had it. You know, if they want to be a communist nation, let them. Right? If the people that live there are good with that, let them. There are people right now, and we all know this, there are people right now, both citizens and politicians in our government, that are staunch communists. And they think they want that more than anything. So, North Korea is already a communist nation. Let them be. And maybe some of the politicians and the citizens here that want communism so bad, maybe we can take them on a tourist trip. What's that? I mean, would you all be happy if tax dollars paid for a one-way tourist destination for all the United States communists to go to North Korea? I mean, all expenses trade in the bottom of a cargo ship. You know what I mean? But I mean, I don't get it. I don't get it. But as far as all these things, I call them distractions going on. Don't let them distract you. Hell, they're trying to bring drones back into the limelight again right now. It's not going to stop. As far as the media is concerned. As far as social media, like YouTube, I still stand behind what I've been saying, that you're going to see a massive cultural shift. And it's because the market's going to demand it. People are tired of, a lot of people, of non-stop, everyday, into-the-world scenarios. And a lot of the prepping channels are finding this out because more and more people are calling them out. More and more people are saying, you know, this is nonsense. That is going to continue and multiply. The reason being is because Trump's about to be at the helm. And I'm telling you, because I tried reporting on it. When Trump was saying, take the guns first, due process later. Do you know how much opposition I had when I said that? I was even showing the video of him saying it, and I was being told that the video was fake news, that I was fake news. I'm telling you, there's going to be a culture shift. Because the people that support the right are going to demand that they have their ears tickled. That's all there is to it. And it's not going to bode well for the doomsdayers. It's just not. We will continue to do what we've always done. Bring you the news, whichever direction it goes, and speak it with as much truth as we can. That, I thought, was the whole point when it came to informing people and preparing people. Keeping them in fear so they click on your content, so they buy this product so you get a cut. That's not helping. And unfortunately, because of the way YouTube, for example, did content creators, that was the only profit model left. But for the content creators to do anything to keep people clicking and to rub consumerism in people's faces so much that they gotta buy this, they gotta have that. Don't fall for it. Been saying that for a long time. That was one of the smaller reasons why I got away from Prepper Nurse 1. Because COVID was just kicking off, and I felt like it was taking advantage of people to constantly push fear and try to convince people why they needed to buy long-term storage foods. What really ate at me was the thought of how much those long-term storage foods cost. And the fact that people didn't need food at that moment in time. People didn't need food that was shelf-stable for 25 or 30 years. All they needed was Chef Boyardee, SpaghettiOs, or what have you, canned goods, maybe some dry milk. They didn't need to go buy the super expensive foods. They could go to Aldi's, Save-A-Lot, whichever you have in your area, and buy a whole lot of stuff for a lot less money. I agree. In fact, earlier I had a Mountain House, what was it? Stroganoff. I got hungry, and like I said, I'm feeling rough. I got hungry, and so I was thinking, I'm either going to go in the closet there and get a can of Chef Boyardee, or I'm going to grab me a Mountain House thing. Man, I'll tell you what, I wished I would have grabbed the Chef Boyardee, because that freeze-dried, that Stroganoff is tearing me a new one right now. I feel sorry for Jen and Blue, that's all I can say, because it's not going to be a pleasant smelling overnight in the bedroom. But it filled my belly, though, so that's what I was looking for. Anyway, I don't have anything more ready to get to bed, to be honest. I feel rough. It feels like every single muscle in my body is pulled. That's what it feels like. I don't have the flu or anything like that. I don't know what's going on. But it's unbelievable amount of pain. My muscles feel like they're pulled. My joints feel like they're swollen. I can't move without things going snap, crackle, pop. It's insane, and I can't get it to chill out. I can't get my stuff, and when I move, stuff pops, but I can't do anything to make it pop more. Are you saying too much or too less sodium? I don't know. Here's a shocker. I'm actually cutting the majority of coffee out of my diet. I normally had coffee 3 times a day, and y'all seen my BC truck cup. And I drink 2 of those cups, which is about a half a pot of coffee, at a sitting. Oh, no, I don't think so. I highly doubt too much sodium. So now I'm only going to drink my morning coffee. I'll have about a half a pot in the morning. Today I tried having one about a little after 2 or so. I tried making another half a pot. And I drank 1 of the cups of it, and the rest went down the sink. I had no desire. I'm going to be honest, I had no desire for it, which is odd. So I'm just going to go to my morning coffee now, and then be on tea the rest of the day. So I don't know if that'll help, if it'll do any good. But the other reason is we can't afford it. We just cannot afford it. When we did shopping this month, I couldn't even buy any coffee. Because if I did, we wouldn't have been able to afford the other stuff. So, it's insane. And I really don't, I agree, tea's good for us. Absolutely. I don't see prices getting better on the food. I don't. I don't think that a change of administration is going to make a hell of a lot of difference. Not when it comes to food prices. I think they're here to stay. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but way back when COVID started and the prices of everything shot through the roof, I made a comment then that it wasn't going to go down. And I don't know if anybody remembers that. But I said they're going to raise the price of living so high that we can't afford it. And that's exactly what they've done. They are going to continue to do that. It doesn't matter who's president. Doesn't matter who's in Congress. Because it is private corporations that are doing this. And I don't believe for a second that anybody in office or about to be in office really cares. I don't. Right, I agree. Diesel went back down and food prices and everything stayed up. Yep. Yeah, and there's been a series of things that would have normally caused food prices to go back down. Eggs. Look at eggs, right? We're not dealing with bird flu all of the time. You know, people are talking about how the cost of eggs have gone through the roof. Well, I'll tell you right now, the cost of eggs here has remained the same, which is over double what I was paying a few years back. Over double. We were paying $8 and some odd cents for the box of 60 eggs from Walmart. Now it's $19 and some odd cents. Almost $20. And it's been that way. This latest bird flu scare and all that hasn't caused it to go up, nor will it go down. That's our new price. It's crazy. And I think what they're going to do, I think this is one of the plans. I think they're going to start trying to get us to buy all the substitutions. I think they're going to have synthetic eggs. You already know about the synthetic meats. I think that is what they are going to use to push us to accept eating synthetic food. They're going to make real food out of the price range for the average person. I hope I'm wrong. I hope that's my tinfoil hat getting a little too tight. But I've got a sneaky suspicion. I think that's what they're doing. So, yeah, you will eat the bugs. Exactly. Exactly. All right, folks. I am going to get out of here. I am feeling rough. I appreciate you coming. We'll be back tomorrow, God willing, and we'll have another new song. So, in fact, the video is already done. It's already up on YouTube. All I got to do is click that little button. So, I will, let's see, also cut some meat, the cheaper cut. Yeah, I agree. Fire Marshal Bill. It's insane. Cost a hamburger, all of it, insane. Alrighty, folks, I will... Oh, yeah, Happy New Year. What's it to you and everybody else? Absolutely. Happy New Year. And God willing, we'll see you tomorrow evening. Shalom.